Two dads and a Chaz putting trophies on the wall. Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. Two dads and a Chaz talking Green Bay Packers football. We gonna break it all down, probably leave out some facts. We gonna make some statements that we'll likely regret. Mostly gossip and rumors made straight off the top. So crank up the air conditioning, cause it's bound to get hot. Two dads and a Chaz, you know we live it and we live it right. Two dads and a Chaz, we gonna break down football for you tonight. Besides some rings and putting trophies on the wall. Trophies, y'all. Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.
Okay.
Welcome to Two Dads and a Jazz podcast, the Packer Pod with the Dad Bod. I am here with all my favorites. First and foremost, this podcast is not for kids. That's the first thing you got to know. So put your kids to bed. Normally, this is the section where I would like to introduce all of the dads of Two Dads and a Chaz podcast, but we have no time for that because this is a no bullshit podcast episode. I am Chaz. That is Aaron. That is T-Bone. That is Ty. We are going full on into the horrible bullshit concept that was last week. First and foremost, initial thoughts, which is going to take up about most of our time. It was horrible. It was bad. There's nothing left. Tiny Tim is asking if we can have some more. We're not gonna. It's the end. Dila de los Muertos. It's dead. Tyson, take it.
Oh, to the death of winning Packers football. Oh, to the death of winning Sunday fun.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much the vibe of this entire podcast. We're going to try and keep it upbeat, but we're probably not going to succeed at it. Initial thoughts as far as the game goes. Mayhew, go for it.
Look, Chaz, appreciate the introduction. I got to say, I'm genuinely excited about this podcast because I had a terrific week of practice leading up to this thing. A lot of energy, ton of great game planning, and there's no way I'm going to come out here for the fifth week in a row and drop a fucking egg. Am I right? This podcast is too big to fail, and so I'm excited to dive in. Ty, where's your head at right now?
Not paper bag time quite yet, but we're getting there. It was embarrassing. It was really hard to. Every second of that thing was just excruciating, and I don't even know. It's been a while since we've been halfway through the season and pretty much out of it. And I'm adjusting, and I'm not coping well, but I'm trying to make some sense of this, and I hope we can do that throughout the pod tonight.
This is a big old pile of shit, boys. We're dealing with a big old stank ass pile of shit on our hands. Now, I swear to you, Sundays were more than just winning. You know, it's about the team, and football is family, goddammit. You know, like you're having a good time, binge drinking with your buddies, you're watching football. But this year has absolutely pulled the rug out from what I believe football is really all about, and that is about progression. Like, I'm just watching this team get worse and worse and worse, and watching a guy go fucking bananas at quarterback who just somehow doesn't see what everyone else in the world can see, which is that dude fell off big time. And we are really in a spot that I'm flabbergasted that I feel like we got bitch slaps into like being terrible. And I can't believe that we can't get a grip.
Look, buddy, you got to slow down. I got some numbers to back this up too here. Let's dive into Rodgers just a little bit here. Okay. He completed 56% of his passes, a little over half. That's not bad. 5.8 yards per attempt. That's nothing to smirk at. Okay. He did complete 4 passes thrown over 20 yards and just only 3 interceptions, with 2 of them being inside like the Reds.
Only a season's worth of interceptions.
Why couldn't we just get him some kind of team around this Hall of Fame Superman who deserves better? more than this. He deserves to have a perfect life full of Super Bowls, and it's our fault he's playing not great
Well,
because we could have done
hang
better for him.
Oh, Chaz, there's nowhere to go but down.
No
PFF
shit.
has this man at a 63.0, which is pretty on par for what we've seen for a majority of the year. But if you want to just like break it down straight up, man went 23 for 43, 291 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. Now, 2 of those boys we both know were goddamn it inside the 5. And if you're gonna call a play to throw to your offensive lineman, your left tackle that is draining his knee 3 times a game, likely, you know what I mean? At least just put a little bit of air under it. The guy was fucking wide open. You threw it like a goddamn Nancy, gave up 7. That was like the teetering point for me. I pretty much smashed my TV, went outside, started doing yard work. Ty, I imagine you did the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Halfway through that thing, I was like, well, it looks like I get my Sundays back. It's just yeah, it was yard work time. It was frustration. It was take the dog for a walk. It was just back to the time before there was Packers because there isn't right now. It's hard. I mean, I suffered through that whole game and I watched it and every time Aaron Rodgers snapped the ball, I thought this guy is 5 years expired. He's gotten away with not caring. He's gotten away with no passion for the game. He's gotten away with being, just kind of hating his job, even though it's the greatest job in the world. Quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. There's nowhere else to go. That's it. And he's got it and he hates it. And it's just so hard to watch that, a job is a grind and you got to get out there and do it. And people depend on you to do it. And he just acts like 5.5 million people don't care because he doesn't care. He doesn't care about one of us. And I'm tired of him walking around being, oh, I'm the legend. I'm a Hall of Famer. Are you? Really? Because you have a 4.5 touchdown to interception ratio over your career? The passion never been there. He's masked it with physical ability, and we've all forgiven him to this point, but he doesn't have the physical ability to mask the fact that he does not care. And that is painful to try to care and watch him just throw it all away.
I don't have a lot to rebuttal that, and I can tell Tyson's chomping at the bit here. I will throw one more stat out at you boys here, and I think it's going to shock you, is that our leading rusher on Sunday was none other than Aaron Rodgers. 4 carries for 40 yards. 40 fucking yards.
Aaron Rodgers used to be our guy. High stepping through tires, throwing footballs through basketball hoops. He was nonstop. The whole jig on Aaron Rodgers was that he practiced 15 hours a day. And the fact that Aaron Rodgers is playing ping pong instead of high stepping through tires is the most just unexplainable thing. His preparation, his practice, he was a real leader, and now he's just tanking this team. And I almost feel like it's personal. I almost feel like he's taking out those first couple seasons where Packer fans didn't believe in him. He's taking the opportunity to just destroy our Sundays because he's got some vendetta against us.
Absolutely. I'm going to dial it back real quick because I have to. I mean, we suffered one of the more embarrassing losses this last Sunday that I can remember as a Packers fan. I'm looking numbers wise, 9-15. Is this a fucking volleyball game? I'm not entirely sure. But the fact that Jared Goff just looked like a more succinct and dialed in quarterback over Aaron Rodgers was depressing throughout the entire game. And boys, it's not like the defense didn't, in my opinion, do what they needed to do. We had some interceptions. We had some decent plays throughout the entire game, injury upon injury upon injury. But we had every possibility to somehow win this game, and we still have, I think the psyche of this team is they no longer know how to like close it out or take advantage or win the second half. And I'm looking at the second half of our schedule, guys. If we're like just fucking scooting ahead here, like what do we got here? We got the Cowboys this weekend, followed by the Titans, who are, I don't give them enough credit. That's a decent fucking football team. I got to watch them this weekend. And then after that, what do we got? We got Philly on the road on Sunday Night Football. That sounds like we're gonna get our fucking guts ripped out, Tyson. And then what? What, you got the Vikings at home? Where like you're hoping you get some. I'm afraid of the fucking Chicago Bears right now, Chaz. Tell your buddy that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. So
I mean, yeah. I mean, when Justin Fields is breaking records over Michael Vick for rushing yards, that's terrifying. That's terrifying.
Can you imagine a man that like gave his everything to this franchise, like you said, brought a Super Bowl home? Perhaps the game passed him by a little bit. I think dealing with this particular quarterback became a burden that was almost unsurpassable. And you had a GM, Ted Thompson, was fucking fading at the end. Like everything got dumped on McCarthy, myself included. And I'm not saying he's not carrying his share of blame, but I think of this guy, like he gets fired midseason, right? Gets fired midseason. Has to go home, tell his fucking family, we're going to have to move eventually. I mean, the guy gets broken down. Like Tyson said, sucks some dick, gets the Dallas job. And honestly, right now, he's not even like calling plays. T-Bone, what do we got? Like, Kellen Moore, I believe, but he's managing this team, which is difficult under an owner like that. And he's coming back to Lambeau Field when we are in the most fucking shambles of a franchise we have ever been. I can't imagine anything more fucking poetic to a certain degree for that man in particular, right?
And gratifying.
If that last week was the most embarrassing game to watch, you're gonna hate the next 3 weeks. We are highlighted on America's Game of the Week.
Oh, no.
4 days later, we have the Thursday night. 4 days later, after getting slaughtered by the Cowboys, we get housed by the Titans, and then, like you said, back to Sunday Night Football. That was a rough one to watch on the local market. We've got 3 national games in a row where the whole world is going to watch how the rest of the league has figured out Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't watch the line anymore. Defensive linemen know they get their hands up. It's the embarrassment hasn't even begun, and that's the worst part.
Let's be honest, Ty. By then, we lost 8 people to injuries. Now some people will be back. By then, we'll have at least 3 more. By the time we get to that third game, LaFleur will be behind the snap at that point. So, I mean, what else do we have to lose at this point? Let's just go for it, because fucking there's going to be nobody left. I mean, we have a statistic on our team right now where one of our receivers has more concussions than touchdowns. What? In the NFL for his career. Like, what the fuck?
I did hear that, not this last game, but the game before. It's like Buffalo. I heard that like a large part of the game plan was actually surrounded with him. They're going to try to get him the ball. Concussion, like the first 3 minutes. Just like next game, they're like, okay, I think he's finally good. What has it been, 6 days? Yeah, you're fine. Get out on the field, buddy. He's like, I'm going to run 90 miles an hour into a brick wall. And like that. Tyson, you had a good take offline where I'm just like, dude, put this kid on IR. Let him get his head straight. He's got gifts that are rare. And I think that's why they went up and they got him. You know what I mean? But this season is maybe not your time, buddy. And it's okay. It's okay, you know? But
you have a really inaccurate quarterback that's absolutely going to run you into another brick wall. Like, there's no way around it. And he's going to blame you for not catching it if you don't catch it. So really, like, I don't know that it's our best interest for him to run him. I'm sure that everyone's questioning his toughness, calling him soft. He's feeling it. He's hearing it. He is probably reading all the shit. He's a young guy. You know,
definitely listens to the pod. He definitely listens to the pod.
Oh, yeah. And Christian, let me tell you this, man. We support you here. And I think that you need to fucking take a couple of weeks and get your shit together, because ain't nothing good happening this year. And honestly, until we admit that we're where we're at and Jordan Love's the starting quarterback, I wouldn't put your neck on the line, my man. Aaron Rodgers made this mess, so fucking fix it. It's not your problem. You need to get yourself right. You got a long career ahead of you. You don't need any more concussions.
Fuck yeah. Do some yoga too, man. Do like that shit that like seems like it doesn't make a difference, but those are the guys that last, that don't pull fucking Hemis on a weekly basis. You're going to turn into Sammy Watkins, my man. Look across the field.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this motherfucker,
He sucks.
dude, Tyson, you and I were both jazzed. We picked this guy up. I know the injury history, but you look at the highlights, the speed, the understanding of the game. I thought we were getting a deal. Was he going to get hurt? Likely, but we're paying him like $1 million. Like, who gives a shit? I've never seen a quarterback and wide receiver more just dysfunctional and not on the same page. Like, there's multiple times this last game on crucial downs, like third downs, and like, I'm like, what are we doing here? You know? And both of them are kind of shaking their heads. Sammy's going to hang his head because it's like, hey, I'm in fucking Green Bay, but coaching, I don't even know what to say at that point. A professional of his caliber that's been in the league this long should be running the right route every fucking time. I don't care.
He probably was. Aaron Rodgers is probably doing his shit where he's like, why would you go there? That's where all the guys were. You're supposed to run to the open spot. That's where I threw the ball. What's wrong with you? Clearly, that's not where you do. I've also seen some stuff. It's just Aaron Rodgers has become really, really he's the last to know that he's become the most predictable quarterback in the NFL. And that you can set your watch to him on what he's going to do on a third down situation. And I was really excited because I thought there's no fucking way. At this point, there's been so many breakdowns of Aaron Rodgers' play that they must realize, they have to realize it's really, really bad. And that everyone knows he's getting tricked by defensive coordinators into falling into situations where he can't succeed and assumes things are supposed to be one way and they're not, right? That's called a bad read. That's called him not reading the defense outsmarting him. This has been happening the entire year. I just don't see it getting any better. And I also don't understand how he is not aware of this. I thought for sure they would scheme something up, make some changes, do something so that at least the worst defense, I know what they thought was Detroit. It's the worst defensive backs in the league. We don't need to do that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go out there. We're going to do what we do. I'm going to get back my groove doing Aaron Rodgers things the way Aaron Rodgers likes to do. We're going to throw the shit out of the ball between the 40s for no reason. We're just going to throw. Like it's just back to the same old dumb shit. And it has the same result. And this fucking dude's insane because he doesn't expect things to change, even though he's not doing anything different. It's not working. He just keeps going back to it. I'm just going to hit some more squats, brag about how much I lifted on the fucking Pat McAfee show up with fucking rubber legs, should be able to get it done. I did it at 27. I should be able to do it now, right? No problem. You ever worked out at fucking 38? You know what that feels like? You ever
God, it takes 3 days. It takes 3 days to recover.
I don't give a shit.
I played 5 minutes of basketball. It takes 3 days to recover from 5 minutes of basketball.
Be pretty
it's not even the physical lack of ability that's driving me nuts about Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he's lost a step. Yes, he doesn't have that quick footwork we're used to. My problem is they call a run. Sammy on 3rd and 2. Sammy Watkins goes out to throw a block, and Aaron Rodgers throws the ball at him. He's not even following his own plays that he's calling at this point. He's calling run plays and then throwing the ball. He's calling pass plays and then trying to hand it off to Dylan. And now we're all like, well, Dylan can't handle a handoff. Well, it's tough to handle a handoff when it was a called pass. Like
everybody knows at this point, if we're setting up for a pass play and we've got one person behind, right? One back, they know we don't have it. They know Aaron Rodgers doesn't have it for 5 yards, 10 yards, 15, 20. Every 20th, 30th throw he's got, he might have one in the end zone. He might have one for a first down. But if we're setting up for a pass play, they know it's going run because they know he doesn't have it. Hence, 2 fucking picks in the red zone. What were you going to say, Mayhew?
Oh, I like where you kind of took that too, actually, Chaz. I think of, we talk about 3rd and 1 so often, like with this like team. And I'm like looking back, like it's not the team. It's like the fucking era of like Aaron Rodgers, whether it was like Mike McCarthy and Thompson, and then into like LaFleur and Goot. And like, I feel like our offensive line is always decent pass blockers. Like that's like a must, right? some of the better tackles have like kind of come through here. But teams know that we're fucking soft. Like they talk about it every time we get into the playoffs. It's teams like San Francisco, the Jets. God damn it, this year, coach talked about it. Like the more we hit these guys, more they fucking cower. And when you have an incredible receiving core and you're able to kind of air out the ball and like put points on the board, it makes everything like a little bit easier. But like here we are now trying to find this identity that like a coach wants, that a GM I think is drafting for, but a quarterback has never known or like wanted to live in. And we're seeing like the repercussions of it.
It's bad. It's bad, guys. It's way worse than I ever thought it could be. And I hate that this is what we're talking about, but like, guys, this is not just like, oh, dang, injury bug hit us this year. What are you going to do? We'll give him a chance next year. It's like, no, man, I don't think LaFleur understands where we're at. Like, this dude's going to lose his fucking job. Does he know that? Do you think he understands he's about to lose his fucking job? Because, like, I don't know that we're going to fire him at the end of this year, but you've got no wiggle room now. You can't give another year like this. You can't go from 13 and 3, 2 years in a row, and then become a below 500 team for more than fucking a year and a half, or you're not going to keep your fucking job. He's going down with the Aaron Rodgers ship, and Aaron Rodgers, I don't think gives a fuck if he submarines this franchise on his way out of town. That doesn't bother him. I think that is anything. It gives him a platform to bounce off of, to be like, this is why I'm done with football, and this is why I'm doing different stuff. I don't know. I just hope they know where they're at.
Can I ask a question, Tyson, to you and to you guys? If Aaron leaves the Packers, does he retire, or does he go somewhere else to play more football? Is this a pure fuck you to just the franchise? Is this also him kind of in some way dealing with getting old, or does he go on to like be a pundit somewhere, or just like, are we just raking in money? So what happens to Aaron Rodgers leaving the Packers?
I think that this is a tricky situation because we did give him a contract that puts him completely in control. Like, he gets to decide. This is on Goody. As much as I want to be like, you guys, everything sucks, but at least we got Goody. Let's look at the blah, 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 blah. That contract makes me wonder, like, do you really know who you're dealing with? Because you gave him complete control and guaranteed money. If he wants to, guys, he can start going crazy at the end of this year and start going to Favre the later years and be like, no, I got the itch. I'm coming back. And hold us captive. And we have to fucking start him. That's a fact. Doesn't matter if he sucks. Doesn't matter. We have to do it. If he wants, I honestly hope he demands a trade. I hope his ego is so big and he hears enough people in his ear that at the offseason he demands a trade, and we're like, hot dog, you bet. Because that gives us an out.
Lucky Commanders, because we're going to trade Aaron Rodgers for Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke is better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers, and I hope he enjoys spending his last years of his career playing for the Washington football team, because that's where he deserves to be. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers get shipped off. I'd take Taylor Heineke over Aaron Rodgers at this point. At least the league doesn't have Heineke figured out. The league obviously has Aaron Rodgers figured out. The last 5 teams have all done exactly the same thing against us. Get your hands up. Doesn't matter about pressure. Just rush 4. Get your hands up. He doesn't look for a window. He doesn't look for a hole to throw to. He just throws the ball on his timing route that these other receivers are supposed to be magical with and understand his mind. I hope Aaron also shipped off to a miserable football team.
I also got to say that there's a Hill that just came back, which, by the way, I'm fucking jazzed about. That guy might really
well, first and foremost, he came back for one play. They gave him one fucking play.
Yeah, but Aaron Jones is likely not playing next week, so you're going to see a lot more than one play out of him next week. And
Chaz, everybody knows that you got to ease him in. One play a game is like a good spot to start. Tyson's right.
We respect the process.
Exactly. Before that kid went down, he was dynamic. He reminds me of like fucking Jones, like another second coming there.
Reminds me of Darren Sproles, dude, and I like that. I like a little fucking zippy zap. I've always loved the little power dudes that are crazy explosive. Now they usually don't live long, but man, if we can get him a year and a half out of this dude, could be a lot of fun.
He returned kicks too, T-Bone. Kickoffs,
know.
not punts. But I mean, Amari's job
Not
is
gonna live long.
slowly
Not gonna live
slipping away.
What can this team do now to just pull in a win at this point? Just pull in a singular win against our old head coach, moving forward with a team that statistically right now is better than us. Ty.
No, there's no beating these Cowboys. They're nasty on defense. They've got it together on offense. They don't let McCarthy call the plays, which is smart. I mean, he tried to give that up as a Packer. It lasted all of like 4 weeks before he was like, oh, this other guy's too incompetent. Let me do it. I just don't see I don't see the Packers coming out. We have lost the games we should win. There's no way we're going to win the games that we're going to be tight to begin with. You lose to the 1-6 Lions. There's no hope after that. And I just don't think that LaFleur has the guts or the nuts to beat a jacked, fully loaded Cowboys team. It's not happening.
Yeah, we're showing up to a family reunion like fucking terribly hungover, like embarrassingly hungover on like a Thursday morning. Like there's no way that we're gonna win that interaction. You know, we're a fucking mess, and everyone can tell it. We're like, everything's going to be fine. This is the thing.
I'm up for it.
Where everybody's rich, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this guy's a fucking Hall of Famer, and he's gonna put this team on his back, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do." So I mean, how are you guys? You guys are probably. I'm doing really good. It's the thing. I'm staying clean, doing great. Bullshit.
Jesus.
You're a fucking dumpster fire, and everyone can tell you, like, no. No way! Remember last year? You know what I'm saying? MVP. You know what I mean? I watched it. You guys remember that? So I'm doing great. Anyway, man, I feel like we're about to turn it around. So where are you guys at? Let's start with you. McCarthy's completely gotten his swagger and groove back. I just feel like this is going to be the most like amazing, rewarding trip back to Wisconsin that he could ever ask for. Since Brett Favre, no one's come to Lambeau and felt so good as Coach McCarthy's about to feel this week.
That hurts so much. I know. It's like it was inevitable. It was great last year when the Cowboys sucked. Like they were the injury laden. Like, why is the NFC East so terrible? And they had 4 wins in the whole division last year. That was great. That's not the case this year. The case this year is.
How could this get worse? Yeah, our old dad's going to come back with his hot new girlfriend and fucking dunk on us right in our face. And we're going to be like, oh man, I can't believe we could lose in a way that hurts worse than last week, but this hurts worse.
Mayhew, you've been a little silent there, bud. Are you going through something over there?
I felt like I had something in mind, and then Tyson just crushed it in that one moment. It's so true, though. It's so true. I think what this game comes down to, and I think it's what scares me the most, is which team is willing to play for whom more, right? Because as much as these players want to pretend like they're not listening to what people are saying or like paying attention to the stories, like blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows what's going into this game. It's fucking Mike McCarthy coming back home and Aaron Rodgers going against his former coach that he more or less got fired because he made him look, like that divorce was like very one-sided at the time. So it's like, okay, are these Cowboys that are like progressively getting better and a potential like NFC playoff hopeful going to get behind this lazy-eyed coach that was, demoralized by the state, or is this Packer team who hasn't been able to pull it off for fucking 5 weeks in a row gonna get behind this quarterback that fucking continuously throws him under the bus? I don't know, boys. Like if you're if you're throwing money on the table, like
If you have a brain at all and you're legally allowed to bet, I think you're taking the Cowboys in this situation. Like I don't know if they'd allow someone to walk into a casino and be like, I tell you what, Packers got this. You're like, okay, are you sure?
Do we have any information on the Dallas Cowboys we want to talk about?
Yeah, they're killers. They're killers on defense. They're really looking up. I mean, I've watched a little bit of Cowboys this year, and they've taken some good teams to the mat. And it is a motivation thing. It really is. It's an energy thing with them. And they come out and they act like the big kids on the block, and they just have the confidence of a playoff team, a deep playoff team, and they're playing with fury.
Ty, I was gonna say that
I didn't
was
even
like
have to look up the next
vaguest
team. I'm like,
response
how are
to a
you?
question I've ever heard in my time. There's killers. They got offensive players and defensive players, quarterback as well, and they're surging through the league. Yeah, Chaz, they got fucking Ezekiel Elliott, but he kind of, he's like second fiddle to Tony Pollard this year, in my opinion, in the backfield. An offensive line that's getting the job done, a quarterback that's wildly overpaid, just like ours, but he's in the conversations. CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver. Fucking Michael Gallup, is that guy back? I don't even know. I mean, they got playmakers, god damn it, on offense. Now on defense, Ty, you seem like you had a pretty idea what was going on there. Aside from Micah Parsons, name me 5 Dallas Cowboy defenders right now. Go.
No.
Yes, exactly, Chaz. They're fucking elite. They're elite, god damn it.
They are elite, though.
They're really great.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. This is such a fucking mind fuck, too, guys. This is such an unfortunate scenario. Like, this is really going to be hard because, like, I grew up hating the Cowboys like you wouldn't believe. I mean, you guys too. The '90s of the Cowboys were the ultimate like heart ripper outers of our particular fucking situation in the NFC.
A lot of cocaine. You're right. Yes.
Yeah. I don't give a shit what it was. I'll take the cocaine now to win. I don't fucking care. I didn't, bottom line, they got it done. We couldn't, right? That was the reality. The Cowboys were the hump that we couldn't get over. Then they were terrible for a long time. Then they were decent for a minute, and then they were terrible again, and it was hilarious. And then they got a little better, and they had a run on Hard Knocks, guys, that I got to admit, I kind of got sucked into because of Coach McCarthy. And because of my relationship with him, I was fascinated by, like, how's he going to run this team with Ezekiel Elliott and this fucking quarterback. And, maybe that Ezekiel Elliott's no good, and blah, blah, blah. And I ended up, like, kind of liking everybody on the Cowboys by the end of that season and I hated it. I didn't want to like them, but I'm kind of like, okay, this team is like, they really like each other. They really want to fucking win. They're just not quite there yet. But, like, they're trying their fucking ass off. And this old man is this owner who's, like, in the way. But regardless, I kind of ended up respecting Dak Prescott way more than I wanted to. Fast forward to, like, I could see this coming. Like, he is there. This team is progressing in the right direction and building strength. Like, I believe they can still fuck it up because it's the Cowboys. And that's what they do. They rip the heart out of the people of Texas. And Texas hates us. They should really be. Chaz, I can't imagine what your life's going to be like down there this week. If I were you, I'd go to a fucking bar and just record it. Just press record. Just bring an extra phone. Press record. Wear your gear and just let them lay into you. And I just want to know what those fuckers say, because I'm sure they are loving this situation because we have fucked them over for years now by being like the team that is the spoiler to their season. So, like, I this is so deep on so many levels. And also the fact that, like, I can't say that I hate the Cowboys because I kind of don't anymore. And that fucks me up because I hated them as an identity of football. Aaron, what do you think, man? Where you at, bro? You're deep in thought. I think we just fucking destroyed Aaron's brain with all this negativity. Aaron, were you expecting us to come out and this was the week that Jeff George is going to put it all together? Like this is the week we're going to figure it out, you know?
Oh no, I don't think figuring it out is even a possibility anymore. But I do feel like if there was like an upset on our schedule, this one just based off pure emotion, the fact that it's at home, maybe this fucking team finds a way. Jesus Christ, I would love just to come back to this podcast that has clearly cursed the 2023 season.
I know. Sorry. Guys.
And just have something fun to talk about. Like I try not to get too depressing on the show, but boy, it's like, what else do we got right now? Jesus Christ.
Showtime.
Chaz, you've been the most quiet of the bunch, and that doesn't make a lick of fucking sense. What's going on in your head right now?
Well, dude, I got to tell you guys, living in Texas, first and foremost, watching these games is hard enough as it is. I mean, it's already the worst start to my Sunday every day. Just looking to see if I can stream this game anywhere, and I never can. And thank you to all of you, like willing to literally Marco Polo these games. And my favorite part about it is when you all commentate what's going on at the same time, or I get to hear what your lives are like at the same time. But like, that's the start of my Sunday. Like I'm already in the worst mood possible that I can be in because I'm not watching it proper. Then to watch us play abysmally, I'm talking worse than I've seen in years.
Hold on, Chaz. Hold on. Let me
Kills
interrupt.
me.
Let me just interject real quick that yes, we're playing horribly, but not on both sides of the ball. This defense is good because Aaron Rodgers isn't on it. And Aaron Rodgers has no control over the defense. The whole team is not playing horribly. That's basically, I'm going to stick it one guy with it. But anyway, I'm sorry. Continue your point.
No. You are right. And I will take that. I will hear that. I will accept that. But having to sit through it, whether or not one half of the ball is playing well and the other is not, there is one little tiny piece, like little ember that I have living down here. And that is how much fucking Dallas fans hate us. They fucking hate us. And this has been as long as I've been down here. I can go anywhere in this state and put on a Packers shirt. Even if we're not playing at the same time, I can be in a bar and I'll hear them screaming bullshit at me, being overtly loud, overtly big, overtly negative, like trying to start shit. So today was a day of days. I got that Packer flag, before right around the start of the season, and my dad sent me, about as big as the one in Ty's video. And I finally got to go outside and put it up. And I Marco told you guys this, but what you didn't get to see is as I was putting it up, people were driving by and honking and booing while I was putting it up. Hey! And that gave me just a little sense of satisfaction that if my team can't rally and sometimes win or do a good job, at least I'm pissing that guy off and that guy off and that guy off and that guy off. That's
God bless you, Chaz. That fills my heart with absolute joy. And I hope you don't get shot, but I say keep fucking doing it, dude. Because you're quick.
They took the flag.
They took the flag. Dodge a bullet. It's this guy. This guy's like Wes Welker on crack. You cannot fucking shoot Chaz. Just try. Texas. Good luck.
Yeah, they definitely stole the flag though. They definitely.
Already? I just saw a picture. It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
They didn't even riddle it with bullet holes first.
No. And the thing is they knocked on the door and they
immediately. We have to close the show down and send Chaz. America, I need you to send 900 Packers flags to Chaz Ingram in fucking Austin, Texas. Fucking goddamn speedy delivery. Let's go.
No, that's the thing. It's not even that bad. They actually knocked on the door, guns in hand, and said they were taking it. I knew them. They're neighbors of mine. Like
borderline polite. Yeah.
Okay. Right?
Well, thank you for sharing more Texas stories. Chaz, I demand as many Texas stories as possible between from this experience, and then also just moving forward. If you could just piss off people in Texas by being a Packers fan, I think that might get me through this season. I'll be honest.
Wait, guys, hold on. My timer just went off here. Ty, it's been 5 minutes since you said something derogatory about Aaron Rodgers. You want to throw something down?
I can name 39 other Packers that I like more than Aaron Rodgers right now. Bubba Franks, Santana Dotson. These are both Packers that I like more than Aaron Rodgers by like a mile and a half. Aaron Rodgers is so far down on the list. There are a few Packers that I dislike. Aaron Rodgers might be the one and only Packer that I'm just like, you have taken a golden thing and spoiled it. It's just, yeah. So thank you for the opportunity, Mayhew.
Sorry. It's totally his fault. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go to our second commercial break. Oh, God, you guys are hilarious. We'll be back in just a minute. How do you get your game to the next level? How do you kick that hangover right in the pants? You do it by sucking down a big old can of Big Dick Energy Drink. Big Dick Energy Drink. Big Dick Energy Drinks are made from all unnatural ingredients like sorghum, hydroxychloroquine, MDMA, and meat. Big Dick Energy Drink. The energy drink that goes hard in the paint.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Two Dads and Chaz podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We want to give a big shout out to all our sponsors here today. Big Dick Energy Drink. We also want to thank our other sponsor, Winning. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've heard any of these podcasts and you like what you're hearing or seeing, please share it with a friend. We really appreciate it. Remember, if we get to 1,000 followers, Tyson will literally do a podcast with his shirt off. Gentlemen, I'm just going to keep it rolling here a little more free form. I tried bringing it back to something positive before, but there's obviously nothing positive we want to talk about. I mean, as far as this week, who do we think could at least have a good game? Who do we think is going to put up some numbers? I know it's one of three guys. That's it.
Well, Chaz, I got to tell you, hang on. I got to gulp down a big drink of Big Dick Energy Drink.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice. Nice. You tasting that hydroxychloroquine? Or you tasting that meat?
Woo! Feel that Big Dick Energy.
Nice. It's the sorghum.
As I would say. What was the question?
Who's gonna have a Big Dick Energy game this week?
Oh, goodness gracious. I think that we're gonna see a Big Dick Energy game out of Kylan Hill. I think he's gonna probably have a good game. I think we're probably gonna give him over 10 carries, and that's gonna equal like 89 yards, and we're gonna learn nothing from that. We're gonna put him right back on the bench.
Look, I'm gonna go with what's working, and Big Dick Day for Pat O'Connell punting. He's gonna lay it inside the 20 on the reg. Jazz, you heard it here first. He's gonna punt our way to a 3-0 win.
Dude, he's gonna punt it with his big old dick. Dude, just fucking swing it in there. Bam!
Yeah, who's gonna have a Big Dick Day, Ty? Who's gonna have a Big Dick Day?
My Big Dick Energy Player of the Week is going to be Keyshawn Nixon, who has to come in for an injured Jair Alexander. Also, I think Zach Tom might play 2 or 3 offensive line positions this week. So I'm looking for him to excel or at least be mediocre at both guard positions and right tackle.
Best sponsor we've ever had, Chaz. Big Dick Energy is really getting it done.
Yeah.
Big Dick Day is so much better than shitters and quitters, whatever, you know? Come on. I think I gotta offer a slightly different perspective here, Chaz. Look, I'm frustrated with the play of Aaron Rodgers as of late. Like 100%. It's been hard to defend week by week. We've clearly gone over it a lot. But what, you know, Tyson was talking about like how we've created these kings, you know what I mean, or these like personas, you know. No one else has had back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks that have played this long with this much success. Like, what do you what are we supposed to do with a back-to-back MVP quarterback that has taken us to the playoffs every goddamn year he's basically been here, except for like maybe 1, 2, like whatever, kept us in games, put the team on his back. Like, look, we need to give this man his due a little bit. And then the one year that shit goes really, really bad, we're burying him like week after week. And it's not wrong. A lot of disappointment from like last week, but this idea of we want to talk about Jordan Love, like let's table that immediately. Put it on the shelf, okay? Because we're paying this other motherfucker $50 million. Do I blame Gutekunst for the contract? A little bit dicey. Like A-Raj basically forced him into a corner where had he traded him, just think of the outrage from probably everybody in this room as well as the entire state of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I think you're right on earlier when you pointed out the 40 yards rushing. That was fun to see him run. You know, I kind of felt like a little bit of the spark had come back in that second quarter when he took off and got some first downs and some slides, and he was kind of shoving guys around a little bit. That was fun to see. The problem is that it's so seldom, and it's not even like he's prepared for the day, and he's just out there winging it, which is fine if you're not trying to win Super Bowls. And I guess that's like, as I look back at Aaron Rodgers' career, yes, he's been incredibly consistent. What a gift to have, 13 wins a season because your quarterback throws 3 interceptions a year. But that's not the guy I saw last Sunday. That's not the guy I've seen all Sunday. I've seen him execute his skills and do the things that he technically does without any of the preparation, the desire to win, the animosity towards the other guy. He's out there chatting up the Lions punter because they've been friends for 17 years instead of treating that guy like an adversary. He's not competing anymore. And if you're not going to compete, I don't care what you have to pay the guy to go away. He's got to go. So there's my answer to your lightening up the show on Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to.
Oh, that's good. And fuck that guy for talking to his childhood friends.
Never
No.
meet your heroes, folks. # never meet your heroes.
# never meet your heroes.
I've been fighting through a series of internet tubes to make my way back here, but I've done it. I did it. I don't know what's going on, but I'm happy to interrupt. I'm excited about interrupting you guys again. I'm back.
Oh no, we were just chatting about Big Dick Energy drink.
So good. I feel amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, my Big Dick Energy drink.
Let me do this. Let me ask real quick. Scores. We're never going to get them right. It's going to be bad. I'm going to start. I'm going to go ahead and say this one's going to be hopefully closer than it'll actually be. I'm going to say this game is going to be a 17-14 for the Packers. Yes, winning by 1 field goal. T-Bone score.
God. Okay. All right. I am so sorry, America, and I wish I had better news, but we're gonna score a whopping 18 points somehow. You figure it out, and they're gonna score 38.
We're gonna lose.
Okay.
Let's call it 24-6, Chaz.
Woo!
Ouch.
None of us were.
Score.
All right. Despite a huge day from Keyshawn Nixon, really holding down his 25% of the secondary, I just don't see that being enough. I think it's gonna take a couple swings of the leg from Mason Crosby. He's gonna post a mean 6, and that'll be it for the Packers. I think Dak Prescott scores about 5 to 6 times. I'm gonna go with 45-6.
Ladies and gentlemen, we like to finish the podcast the same way we always do with a big hashtag. Hashtag fuck the Cowboys. 3, 2, 1. Hashtag fuck
Chaz, here's one. I thought we could end it with one of my favorite Packer moments here. Share my screen.
Hold on a second.
Oh, the humanity! Oh God!
Oh my
Green
God.
Bay Packers are nothing but Olympic fuckers. Oh my God!
Two dads and a Chaz putting trophies on the wall. Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. Two dads and a Chaz talking Green Bay Packers football. We gonna break it all down.